It's the season of Carnival, and one colorful celebration is masked in a centuries-old tradition. Seth Doane tells us all about it in this postcard from Venice.
Venice's very existence inspires wonder, and during Carnival, the city of canals provides a fanciful backdrop for the festivities leading up to Lent. Costumes, and notably masks, have added to the mystery of these celebrations for centuries, upstaging everyday uniforms and overshadowing those pandemic face coverings that became all too familiar. Come le sente quando usa questa maschera? How do you feel when you wear this mask?
Sembra di tornare indietro col tempo.
It feels like going back in time, this woman told us, adding, it's like living on this stage. It's marvelous. Their stage on this sunny Sunday last February was St. Mark's Square. They told us dressing up made them feel 100% Venetian.
Veneziani al 100%.
È la maschera tradizionale, storica di Venezia.
It's a traditional historic Venetian mask, this man told us of his volto.
Come ad esempio la sua.
And hers, for example, he added, is the Moretta. If you look at Longhi's paintings, you'll see these masks. Indeed, Pietro Longhi's work reveals how face coverings were a focal point of Venetian life in the 1700s, not so different from Davide Belloni's early years in the 1980s.
My childhood memories are full of masks, for sure.
Full of masks? Yeah. Belloni's parents were mask makers, and now through their family company, Americana, he's carrying on this craft.
Here in Venice, there was a tradition, common costume, of wearing masks not only during Carnival, but for at least 6 months a year. And it was a common fashion to wear a mask not to be recognized. So people used to go around the city to public places, cafe, market squares, and so on, wearing masks.
What time period are we talking about?
Well, we are talking about, for sure, about the 16 and 1700, but we have some documents that speak about masks that come from the Middle Age.
Masks allowed the mixing of classes, removing divisions in the strict hierarchy of Venetian society.
Wearing a mask was a social equalizer in a sense.
A social equalizer?
Yeah, social equalizer.
This is which one?
This is the bauta.
In their shop, Belloni showed us the bauta costume, of which the volto mask plays a key part in concealing identity. I'm ready to go gambling or to the theater.
And do whatever you want without me recognizing you and spotting you out and, chit-chatting about you, gossiping about you.
This would be handy to have today. And there are other masks with modern relevance.
This is the plague doctor mask.
It dates to the 1500s, used by doctors dealing with the plague. The eyes were glass, and the long beak stuffed with aromatic herbs. This was not a carnival. This was not a fun mask.
No, not at the beginning at least, but in the last century of the Venetian Republic, so in the 1700s, this became like a costume, and this was used on Mardi Gras, on the last day of Carnival, to remember people to go back to a better behavior.
When Napoleon conquered Venice in 1797, he did away with masks due to the debauchery they allowed, never mind the security challenge they posed.
And so for 200 years, basically, this tradition was almost forgotten.
Until the 1970s, when artisans, including Carlos Brasesco, got to work.
La maschera ha accompagnato la cultura di Venezia.
Masks accompanied Venetian culture practically from its origin, Brasesco told us, and we are trying to recover some of this tradition. We met as he was transporting a giant bull and pigs to be used in a carnival parade, noting,
A Venezia è tutto difficile.
In Venice, everything is more difficult. The animals represent a carnival-time gift the Venetian Republic demanded from a defeated army hundreds of years ago. Brasesco is keeping alive both the story and tradition. Each year, the parade floats down the Grand Canal. The only mask mandate here is the more extravagant, the better.